Hey everyone, this is Mr. Fox with Custom Comic Strips and Mr. Fox Books coming to you live with another episode. I want to let you guys know, I know you probably were coming back and forth all week trying to see if I was live and up and running, and we were not, guys. We were not, and it's just what it was. I was extremely busy all week. We were trying to make sure that client work was getting done, and you know, it's just what it is. Work had to be done. So, we'll do our best to make sure that that we're doing this on a more regular basis, even when we get busy. I just got to work out a proper schedule, and that's all. That's all I got to do. Just work out a proper schedule. You guys are probably wondering what I'm doing right now, and what I'm creating here is, or what I'm trying to create anyway, is a video, what they call a video overlay. Okay, and what that means is, well, I'll show you what that means here in a minute. Let's see. Okay, so a video overlay is going to be just an image that's laying over top the video in the recording software. And if you save it as a PNG, the reason why you have to save it as a PNG is to preserve transparencies. So what I need to do is create an overlay, and we're going to go in and try to preserve some of these some of the transparencies and get something cool looking here. Let's see. I'm just trying to figure out what would look cool, because the problem that we're going to have is, where do I cut? So I don't want, that's kind of big there. It's taking up a lot, but it's alright. We'll figure something out here. Alright, let's just let's apply, and let's go in here and start. First, before we do something like that, let's create a border, okay? Because all this background is going to go away to a certain extent. We're going to have some space here. I think would be great for some space down here would be great for maybe some titles or something like that. So let's go in here and let's highlight this green and some of this brown. So we're going to create a border here. Let's see. And I think what we'll have to do, I don't want it to look too clean of a line going across, although it would be nice. I think what I'll just do is that's not the right brown. What in the hell, Bobby? Yeah, see, it's a little bit more on the, no, not quite that. Why am I not getting the right color here? See, it's just not looking right. Maybe it needs to be over this way a little bit. That's close enough. Alright, I got it close enough, I think. So what we're going to do is create a border, but I don't know if I like that necessarily. Okay, let's hold down shift. Maybe a straight line would look better. Woo! Yeah, let's just do shift. Straight, clean lines will look a lot better if we do it that way. And I'm kind of going back and forth here, so that way I'm getting a thicker line We'll go in with the eraser, clean up some of the excess over that way and over here. Alright, and now we're going to go with the dark green. And I'm going to do this on another layer so that way if we need to erase, we can erase. Let me zoom out a little bit. That way I can see where that's going. Sounds like my boys are getting in trouble up there. Might have to go save Mama. So how was your guys' week? My week was pretty good. A little frantic. Kinda. A little frantic in a way. A little crazy. We are right in the middle of a big project, guys, for the comic book we've been working on. Actually, we're working on a series of 4 comic books. And what I'm going to do, I think I'm just going to go like this. And we'll just cut there and cut up from there. Okay. So yeah, we are working on a series of 4 comic books. And there's a link in the description below. The comic book is titled Spirit Racked. And if you click on the link, it goes to the Kickstarter page, guys. Go check it out. Go check out the Kickstarter page. Go and help the guys out. What they're doing is trying to raise money to offset some printing costs. It's going to print. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. It is definitely going to print. They just are trying to raise some extra money so that way they can do future books or even an app. We are in the process of creating an app for our children's book. And they really like that idea about turning their comic book into an app. So we are going to attempt to do that at some point. And until then, let's see. Yeah, we'll just cut it off there, I think. Just bring that down there, maybe, and cut that there. Okay, I'm just thinking out loud here. Sorry. So this is what we're gonna do. Oh, anyway, sorry, I gotta finish the plug. Gotta finish the plug. All right, so we are creating a comic book for a client, and they've got a really great story, many stories. It's going to be 4 different genre of books wrapped into one big story. And so, with that being said, if you guys go to the Kickstarter page, they're only trying to raise, I believe, in the link in the description below. Let me click on it. They are trying to raise $400. $400 to help to offset the cost of some of the cost in the printing, which for Kickstarter and just in general, I mean that's not a bad total campaign number to reach. And you know, it's whatever. It's, you know, I'd love to see you guys help out. It's a great book. You'll love it. Let me look at the what the rewards are. So $20 gets you bagged, boarded, and signed copy of the comic after it's printed. And that will be signed by the writer and the 2 artists. And if you do $50 or more, you get 3 signed copies. So definitely go check it out. Help support them. It's a great book. You guys are going to enjoy it. So right now, what I'm doing, you're probably like, man, what is he doing? I am working on a overlay for our Twitch stream. and I will show you what it's going to look like once I get it done. It's going to look really cool. So right now we have to go in and erase all this because it's going to be transparent, and this is how you're going to see the art. And you're probably wondering, well, why is he using this? You're using that on everything. Well, it's called branding. Okay, I want people that come to our website. I know our website doesn't have this illustration on there yet. It will. I got GoDaddy looking into something right now. I can't go in and work on the website right now, but yeah, it's part of the branding that we've chosen to go with. One of the artists that we had on staff for a while, her name's Missy. She and I had come up with this great idea about a theme. We wanted to go with theme, and we actually wanted to go with mascots. And she actually came up with a great theme look. And then I kind of took it from there. Hopefully one of these days she'll come back and do some more client work for custom comic strips. And if not, you guys go check her out. Her name's Missy Chewning. Chewing. She does some great art. Anyway, she helped with some of the concept stuff with the mascots and just kind of an overall theme. And so what I'm doing is I'm finally getting a chance to go in and make it happen. I wish she was still doing client work so that way she could see this come together, but she'll see it come together at some point when I put a link up on Facebook or whatever. And I hope that she enjoys it, and I hope that she really likes it, because I'm trying to give her something that she could put in her portfolio, that she can show off, that she helped come up with concept art for our mascots and our overall theme. We've had a couple artists that haven't worked out, which is unfortunate. We are looking for 2 more artists to fill the ranks. Right now, we're still in the process of looking for local artists only, and let me explain why. We primarily work from our homes, okay? And I'm looking for freelance artists that either have a part-time or a full-time job. Guys, I can't completely supplement the amount of money you need to bring in to pay your bills. It's just the way it is. We have a lot of client work, but we don't have that much. I would love to have my artist on full time, and I would love to be able to say that I am working full time for custom comic strips, but a lot of what I do is on my free time, because I want to make sure that this business succeeds, and that's just how things work. Man, I am tongue-tied today. Anyway, that's just how things work. You got to work hard to get where you want to get to in life. Nothing comes easy, and if it were, everybody would be doing it, right? So you just got to work hard for it. Anyway, so we are in the process of trying to bring on 2 more artists to help out with some of the client work. We're sticking with local, and the reason why we're sticking with local is if somebody's computer were to go down, we do have a couple workstations here at my house in my home office that they can work on. The other artists' artwork and their style is not similar to mine. Now, while I'm fairly good as an artist and I could mimic somebody else's style, it would take me 3 times longer, though, to do that. So, with that being said, if somebody's computer were to go down, or if they don't have a Cintiq or an Intuos, but they're still a great digital artist. It's just easier for us to make sure that we're maintaining a level of quality that our clients are looking for. So if we have out-of-state people, and then there's nothing wrong with that. If we have out-of-state people and their computer goes down, then I'm stuck carrying the load of the job, and I may be in the middle of a bigger, more important job, and I may not have the time. So, and that's just stuff that I don't need to worry about. I'm trying to move forward, and I'm trying to create something that's going to be better for all the artists working for custom comic strips. And I think that going with somebody out of state at this point is going to be tough. Now, will I mentor somebody out of state? Will I get somebody ready? Of course. Will we use them? Of course. I'm not saying we wouldn't. I'm just saying, as of right now, I'm trying to bring in artists that are local, so that way we can keep it. We can keep the damage control to the damage to a minimum, and keep the damage control up. Let's see. Some of you are probably wondering why I just did that. It's because if you look, I missed a lot of areas to erase here. So this brown layer will be erased at some point. What I'm doing is creating a transparent. This is going to be transparent. So all this is going to have to be erased, or else you'll see it. You will see every bit of this on. And what I should have done is grabbed the Photoshop file. That would have been a lot quicker and easier, I think, and just merged it after I did this. And I may do that at some point. Right now I'm just doing something that's quick. Like I said, I should have grabbed that Photoshop file, because it probably would have been quicker to do that as opposed to what I'm doing here. Although it doesn't look bad, so I'm going to continue going the way I'm going here. And then we'll get this loaded up on Twitch, and then you guys can see what it'll look like all done. This is just one of the internal things I have to get done this weekend. I was hoping to have to work on our website this weekend and show that off while I was working on it. But unfortunately, like I said, we're having problems with something happened with GoDaddy, and it was more they were transferring us over from old servers. They had our website sitting on old servers, and they apparently had invested money on newer servers, which is awesome, because that means our load time is going to be a lot lower, and it's just going to be more efficient running on these newer servers for them and for us. So, that's really exciting and really cool. But the downside is apparently that when they went to transfer, something got caught up, and it's been sitting in limbo since January. And I don't get in to fool around with our website stuff much, just because I'm not a web designer. I once I get something set, it's set in my mind, and very rarely do I need to go in. Now, I know there's a couple things that I want to work on doing better, and there's a kind of like a blog that's set up on our website, so I need to stay up with that. I need to be more part of the social media game, so to speak. I grew up in the 80s. I was born in the 80s. I grew up in the 80s, and I love this technology, but it's kind of one of those deals where I'm just like, I'm too busy working on client work or enjoying my creative process that I don't even think about being social. And I'm pretty much I don't want to say non-social, but I'm just not the type of guy that just goes out and needs to go out, and be a social person. So, but with that being said, I need to be a little bit more social, so that way it's more inviting for you guys to come and watch and hang out with us here at Custom Comic Strips. So right now we're right in the middle of many jobs. There are a couple jobs I got to work on later tonight. We're gonna go up to the in-laws' house a little bit later and have some dinner, get some Italian, and then after that, I'll be back here and we'll be back to live streaming for the rest of the night. Well, not the rest of the night, but some of the night. And I've got to work on some other client work, and then I've got to work on some more client work this weekend. I know the weekends are supposed to be my relaxation time from working on the comic books, but I don't have enough artists on staff to be able to do that yet. So I'm working pretty much nonstop, guys, and that's the minor sacrifices you have to make sometimes to be successful. Is you have to be willing to make what I consider minor sacrifice to make it happen. And it's not like it's going to be going on for. Hopefully, it's not going to be going on for more than a year. But I can't really say. It just all depends on how many artists we bring in or we can find, and how many client jobs we get in, and this, that, and the other. It's one of those deals about owning your own business. If it were easy, everybody had their own business, and it's really not. It's not easy, guys. You got to be a boss. You got to be an owner. You got to be a finance person. You got to be probably on hand 20 different full-time jobs all in one, until you get big enough to where you can hire people to do that. But you have to work hard to get to that point. So it's just, that in a nutshell is a big sacrifice and a big commitment. But each individual I consider a small sacrifice. Yeah, I mean it's a sacrifice of my time, but I figured if I put in the time now, then I'll get the time later. I'll get it back later, hopefully. And hopefully we get some more great artists in at Custom Comic Strips, and just people in general to work on client work and just be creative and get their stuff out there. Listen, guys, I know there's probably some artists watching and they're scoffing and rolling their eyes and blah blah blah. Listen, I don't, you can think your art's better than everybody else's. That's fine. You're entitled to your own opinion. But what boils down to it is, to me, is what you're doing with your art and what kind of client work you've had or what kind of work you've done in the past. Because, to be honest with you, if you haven't done anything to show for it, I mean, I don't care if you do on the side, but if you don't have any client work or anything to show for yourself, then you, to me, in my mind, you really don't have a say-so, and you really shouldn't have this I'm better than you mentality, because that's probably why you haven't got any client work yet, and that's probably why you haven't made it very far in your art career, because of that mentality. And I'm here to tell you, people don't want to deal with that. Not even businesses. So what you need to look at, and this is what really, whether you work for us at Custom Comic Strips or you work for another company, you need to look at it as you're working with a team of people and you're creating something that you can put in your portfolio, and you're creating something that will showcase your work. And that's what you need to look at, instead of saying, well, I want to do this and I want to do that. Well, that's fine. You can do that. Nobody's saying you can't. What I'm saying is, don't think that your shit don't stink and you're better than everybody else, because I'm going to tell you right now, you're not. There's always going to be somebody better than you, and you don't want to hear that, but it's the truth. What makes a person great, or what makes an artist great, is the amount of work that they do and what they do with their life. And that's what makes somebody great, or makes an artist great. So it all boils down to what you do with your life and what you do with your art form. And that's how I look at it. I mean, I think art it's such a broad subject, and it's such a amazing creative field that trying to say that somebody's art is better than somebody else's is the wrong way to look at it. Totally wrong way to look at it. We need to be looking at it like that's a great look or a great style. I never even thought of this, or I never even thought of that. And that's the way we need to look at it. Alright guys, look, there we go. We've got our overlay. And while it doesn't, it looks like poopy. Alright, so let me do this. Flat, flat, not flat. Let me open this one. Did I hit open? Mm-hmm. Alright, so what we need to do is turn off all the background stuff and not the foreground stuff, which is all this. I don't know why I didn't. This is why I normally like to label things, because that way I know what I'm looking at. Let's see. Nope, we need that on. Okay. Yep. Yep. A lot of layers, guys. A lot of layers. Ooh. Grass shadow needs to be there. So far down on the list. So does that one. It's just how it is. Sometimes layers you'd think would be higher. Okay, let's do that. That's got to be on. That's got to be on. That needs to be on because of the dirt, if you see. Okay, so those are the layers I need to have. And what we'll do is we'll erase everything else here in a second. And need to turn that off. And what else do I need to turn off? That. No? What is that? Which one is that? I don't know. I don't know what that is. That's ink. Oh, excuse me. No, we leave that on. Alright. So, probably trying to figure out... Oh, I know what that is. That's my signature. We'll leave that there. Alright, so... What... Oh, I turned the rocks off. No, that's not good. Oh, that's not good. Now I gotta find them. Now I gotta hunt. Gotta look for them. No, Rocky! Rock! I gotta find these rocks. Rocks, where are you? Nope, that's ink. I bet it's up here. Nope. 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 You know, I could always just add it here in a minute. I'm not sure what that was. Ah, there's the rocks. Alright, so before we do anything that's going to screw up this, let's go to a file, save as, and let's label this number 14. Okay, because I don't want to screw something up on that one. Hit OK. And then let's close it. Probably like Y. And then let's open it. Alright. Now, what we need to do is all these layers that with the eyeballs turned off, need to be, I'm not sure what that text layer, so all these need to be erased, deleted. So all the ones that have been turned off will be. Some of you are probably wondering, like, wow, if you hold, how are you doing that, guys? If you hold Control on a computer, I don't know about a Mac. It's been a while since I've been on a Mac. If you hold Control, if you're on PC, you can select individual as opposed to hitting Shift. If you hit Shift and click from one to the next, it just highlights from that one all the way down. So that's not what we want. We do not want that. So, and then all of that will be deleted. Now what we need to do is take all these minus foreground ink, right? We want that, and that is fine, and the signature is fine. It'll probably be gone. Okay, so those will be fine. So everything underneath here needs to be merged. So we'll go from here to here and right click and merge layers, and you'll see why I do this here in a minute. Let's just turn these off. Actually, let's leave that on for a minute. No, let's turn it off. Okay, let's have that off, and then what we're gonna do is grab the ink layer, do a select. You could either do select all or grab the rectangle marquee tool, copy, come over here. We're gonna create some new layers and paste. And what we'll do is we'll, move this kind of somewhat into position, and then we'll have to do I'll show you a neat little trick. So we'll move this into position, and then we'll do a file. Oops. New layer. Put that underneath the ink layer, and we'll come back to this one. Go to the color, copy, paste the color in there, and then what we're going to need to do is line these two up as best as you can. So those are lined up. And just zoom in just to make sure they're lined up. Okay, they look lined up to me. Nothing's overlapping as far as color goes. So now here's a little trick I was gonna show you. What we need to do is drop the opacity down on this just ever so slightly. And we are gonna grab both these layers and do an edit scale transform. And you have to have both selected to be able to do this. Because what we need to do is we need to scale these at the same time. So we need to bring this down to a smaller size and move them into position until they line up with the size that we need. That kind of matches what's going on here. And that's close. Let's see, it needs to be a little bit smaller. Okay. And you guys are probably, I should have done this from the get-go, and the reason why I should have done this from the get-go is because I want clean lines. I want it to look professional, guys. It's all about doing your best work and making it look professional, right? Especially when you're putting something on Twitch. And I know, like, everything's a learning process and everything, yeah, I get it. You're learning, right? But you always want to look at something, or you always want to look at a project that you're working on as you're going to do the best that you possibly can do. And never half-ass it, guys. You half-ass it, and then people are going to see it. They're going to see you half-assed it, and they're going to be like, man, this guy, he's half-assing it. Why would we ever want to do anything? Why would we want him to work on our stuff? Just how it is. I'm telling you. Anyway. Bring the opacity back up temporarily just to take a gander, and let's drop it back down. Probably like, wait, what are you doing? I'll show you what I'm doing here in a second. Okay, so see how the lines look a lot cleaner. So let me turn off that. Look how they've gotten a little erased, and I just don't like that. I don't like it. So I want it clean, sharp lines. And what we're gonna do is go in here and grab the eraser tool, bring it all the way up. Well, not all the way up. Sorry, bring it up to a bigger size, and we're just gonna erase as we go in here. And what you can do is turn this on. What that'll allow you to do is see where you've erased, or whatever's more comfortable for you. Just do it that way. But this is how I do what I do. And some of you are like, man, you take a very long route to do what you do. And it's like, yeah, I know. But there's a reason for that. And the reason is because I've done this numerous times. And this is what I find more comfortable for me. But if you actually watch and see what I'm doing, if you pay attention to a lot of the work that we do, somebody's getting in trouble up there. If you pay attention to a lot of the work that we do for client work, you'll notice that we do take a longer process, and that's just because we're ensuring that we are doing the best quality work that we can produce. Like I said, don't half-ass your work, and take your time. If it takes time, it takes time. I mean, you have to convey that to the client. I mean, good art takes time. You can't rush good art. And sometimes, I mean, I'm going to tell you right now, clients aren't going to understand that. They're going to expect that you snap your finger and it's done. And it's never that case. And I don't think, some of the more professional artists out there, and I say more professional just because they've had more professional jobs, right? So they've worked for a game studio, or they're a children's book illustrator, or what have you, right? Now those guys, they go fast because they've over the years they've learned a process that has sped up their art process, and in no way has it dramatically impacted their art. But what I'm saying is, for you amateurs out there, for you aspiring artists that are trying to bust into the professional world, do not half-ass your art, okay? If it takes you longer, it takes you longer. And I think a lot of artists would agree with me that are on the professional side, is you have to be able to convey that with the client, that this is going to take this amount of time. And it's okay if you don't know how much time it's going to take. Give them a ballpark and just say, this is a ballpark figure on how long I think it's going to take, but it could take longer. And as long as you're being honest with your client, that's all that matters. They shouldn't expect you to snap their fingers and everything's done. It just can't. It's not going to happen that way. So, and I don't care if they're used to dealing with artists that way, or if that's just how they're used to dealing with art in general. But it's time to, for us artists to put our foot down and say, it's time for us to be as professional as we possibly can. And if you want this quality of art, it's going to take time, and this is just how it's going to be. Because ultimately, here's the deal. There's two things that can happen. The client can say, well, I don't want to work with you anymore because it's going to take too long and blah, blah, blah. I'm going to go with somebody else. And what ends up happening is, 9 times out of 10, now I say 9 times out of 10 because there may be that one chance that they find somebody that's been in the field that's willing to do the job fairly inexpensively, which is an extreme rarity. Never, I shouldn't say never, but it rarely ever happens, okay? 9 times out of 10, they go with somebody else, and guess what? That other person has rushed the art, and what you don't end up knowing, but what ends up happening is the art's done, and they're not happy with it. But they don't want to say anything. They don't want to admit that they did the wrong thing, so they just keep their mouth shut. And that's how it is. So Or they and the other thing is that they listen and respect what you're saying, and they say, okay, it's going to take that time. Hold on, my sons are up there screaming. Hold on, I'll be right back. Alrighty. Sorry about that. I had to go up there and have the boys stop squealing. One's 4.5, one's 1.5, and I know it's a kid thing and that's what they do, but the 4.5-year-old, he knows better, and so every once in a while I have to go up there and tell him to chill out, and it's just what it is. Anyway, back to doing this. So that's all I pretty much got to say on that, guys. So all the amateur artists out there, and even some of the professional guys that aren't very good at social occasions or social interactions with clients, you just have to just put your foot down and say, look, this is how long it's going to take, and the only thing you can hope for is that the client understands. And that's really all you can hope for. So, but you should never feel like you're rushed, and you should never feel like that the client's trying to rush you through the art. And if you should never feel like that you should have to like give in to putting out really shitty work. I don't know. It just irritates me that artists have to feel like they have to put out shitty work because they're being rushed. I just don't like that. I mean, it's just one of those deals, guys. I mean, you're gonna have that with a lot of your clients. I'm telling you right now, and it's just because they don't understand the industry and they don't know, how much work it actually takes. I mean, it's a lot of work. So, I mean, it'd be like you going to a rocket scientist and saying, we need to do this and it needs to be done now. And the rocket scientist is saying, well, if we do this in this amount of time, it may blow up. Do you want to ride in a rocket that may blow up because you're trying to rush them to get it done? I wouldn't. So, same goes for any industry, guys. And things get rushed, and you will always see that in any industry. Anything that's rushed looks horrible. Like the car, look at the car industry. Things that are rushed and things that are swept under the rug are coming back to bite them in the butt, and they're paying out these lawsuits on airbags and all this other stuff because they were like, well, it hurts our bottom line and blah 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 blah, and you're like, wow, seriously. Okay. So, but that's they made a choice, and their choice was not good, and now they're paying back these lawsuits, and I don't even want to open that can of worms about lawsuits and stuff like that, but yep. Anyway, so if you guys got any questions, feel free to go to our website at www.customcomicstrips.com, or if you just totally want to bypass that, our email is info@customcomicstrips.com. Feel free to send us a message if you have any questions. We'd love to answer any of your questions that you send us. We get a lot of fan email, So feel free to send us an email, and I you know, if I don't know the answer, I'll definitely help find the answer and point you in the right direction. I don't look at other artists as they're my competitor, to be honest with you, because you know, I'll be lucky if I make it on this earth another 30 or 40 years, because you know, we don't know how long we're going to be here. So, you know, I really don't need the stress, and I really don't. It's not, to me, it's not worth the headache. You know, looking at everybody as they're my competitor. So you guys aren't my competitor, and there's no dumb question. Feel free to ask. I had a fan send us an email asking what he should charge a local newspaper for his comic strip. And the fan's from Ireland, and I did the best I could and said, hey, you might want to think about charging this or charging that, and they thanked me, and I haven't heard back. I need to send them an email and find out if they got the deal or not. I am sorry about that. I was getting some voice talent lined up for our app, our children's book app that we're producing and getting ready, which I'll be working on here. Probably not in the next. I'm gonna finish this up so that way you guys can see this, and then we got to get ready for family dinner. And then I'll be back on after the family dinner to work on some more art for our app. That needs to get done. We need to get rolling on the coding work for that. Oh, and the other thing is too, guys, every once in a while you'll see like an ad pop up. I have no control over that. I don't have the turbo version of Twitch here. If we ever start making some money off Twitch or YouTube, then I will definitely pay for the extra service, so that way you guys don't have to worry about ads and stuff like that. But until then, I just want to give you a heads up that I have no control over how the ads are coming in on that stuff. I know they can be very annoying. I'm not really big on the commercials, but if the ads keep it free for me to be able to broadcast to you guys live, then so be it. I'm not gonna complain over that, to be honest with you. Let's turn this off. I had to turn that off so I can see where we're putting where we're erasing the color. So blend it in with the background. Probably wondering what I'm going to do with all that. It's going to get erased as well. Oops, went too far down. I think I went too far down on that as well, but we'll see. I guess we'll find out, won't we? This is kind of a quick process for me. It's kind of me going as quickly as I can, and usually I would go a little bit just slightly slower pace when I erase on this stuff, just because I don't want to erase too much and screw something up, which tends to happen with me sometimes. I tend to get going so fast that I'm not even paying attention, and it's like, whoop, there it goes. Made a mistake. Just like that. Hey guys, I forgot to mention, I don't know if you've watched our YouTube videos or anything like that, go down the links in the description below and click on the link for our YouTube channel. We're putting on a contest right now, guys, for anybody that likes to draw or likes to win contests. We're giving away free sketch pad, free pencils, free eraser. I know some of you are probably like, yeah, big deal, but hey, I'm sending it to you guys, or I'm sending it to one lucky winner. Right now we've got one person that's entered and is gonna win. At the 12-month mark, guys, here's the 12-month. What's going on with the whole thing? So for 11 months, we're going to be giving away a free sketch pad. And these aren't like cheap sketch pads. These are nice sketch pads, guys. And the pencils are not cheap either. Anyway, we're giving away some great art supplies. So, you know, if you guys like being creative, or if you like drawing, this is a great way to get some free art supplies. And don't hesitate to not enter the contest just because you may feel like it's a dumb idea or whatever. I'm picking out the winner if you subscribe to our Facebook page, if you subscribe to our YouTube channel, or if you subscribe to our Twitch channel. That's how you can enter the contest. But you have to subscribe to one of those three. If you don't want to, that's fine. Unfortunately, you will not be entered in the contest. Anyway, at the end of the 12 months, some of you guys that are watching that are fellow artists, if you do not have a copy of Sketchbook Pro 7, you will be not you as everybody, but the winner will be given a free copy of Sketchbook Pro 7 plus a sketch pad and stuff, guys. So, yeah, I mean, enter the contest. Try to win the free prizes. That's all I could really tell you. I mean, I can't really tell you anything else other than that's how you can win. So you got to subscribe to our YouTube channel, our Twitch channel, or our Facebook page. That's it. And you'll be entered to win the contest. Alright, guys, so this is there. Look how clean that is. Clean, much better looking. The only problem is I erased too much here. Did you see that? It's alright. We'll leave it be for now. Okay, that's what we need. So let's go ahead and let's erase. Let's save. File, save as. Let's call this overlay. Overlay. Hit save. What's going on, computer? Stop thinking. Start doing. Alright. So let's go ahead and delete these layers. We don't need them now. I saved it so that way when we delete these we won't miss them. But I have them there just in case we need them in the future. Okay, it's saved. Now, best way to do this is do a file. Let's do another save as with these layers gone. Let's call it overlay 2 or final. Let's say final. And we know it's final. Alright. Excuse me. I'm going to do file save for web. And make sure that in the drop down you want PNG 24. PNG 8 is fine if you are worried about your total file size, which is right here. I'm not worried about total file size. So we're at half. We have to make sure you don't change the percentage or anything like that. So that's what we're looking at. Preserve the transparency should be check marked because that's going to preserve the transparency. Hit save, and now you go in and you're going to find where you have your stuff saved for. And I have it saved under Facebook art. Let's hit save. And we should be ready to go. Let's close that. Nope. Close that. And let's leave that open temporarily. All right, guys. I think let me check something here. I don't know if I could do this live. Let's add a image. Hit OK, and let's browse for the overlay, which is in our. I'm sorry, I'm off screen here. You can't see this. I've got 4 monitors total, so I've got 3 monitors here, and then the fourth one being the Cintiq here. So on the side here, I've got everything set up, and we'll hit open. Color. Use color key. I think you just hit OK. Yeah, look, it's there. It's live. Did it go live? Did it change live? I guess we'll find out, won't we? Okay, so now that we've got this into position here, and I can't move it. Now that we've got this into position, it looks kind of big, so we may adjust that, but now what we need to do is go into scene 2. No, sorry. Scene 1. Video capture device. And that is edit scene. Yeah. Sorry about that, guys. I know it's like, wow, what are you doing? I'm trying to do this live, and it's doing actually alright live, to be honest with you. But here's the problem. I need to rotate. Will this rotate? No, I can't rotate. Really? Can't rotate? At all? Well, poopy darn. We're just gonna have to adjust some stuff. I thought you could rotate. Let me hit Control. How about Alt? No. Shift? No. Well, guys, I don't know if it's just because I'm doing this live or what, but ah! Alright, so let's finish. We're done editing. Now, you see, like, over here, see, it's kind of sticking out over the edge there. We will fix that right now. I'm not too worried about it, because here's the deal. If I make this smaller, so let's, well, what I could do is, let's do this. Let's edit that scene. Can I edit that scene? Edit scene. Let's make this, we can make, you know what, we can make this a little bigger, and that's fine. So something like this would be not cool. Cool, not cool. Yeah, something like that, I think. And then we'll go back down to this and adjust this to fit. So that way when it runs off the edge, I wish I could rotate, though. I don't know how to rotate the scene. And then we can zoom out with the camera here, which is what we'll do. So that way it's not like... And bingo, bango, bongo, we've got it, guys. And that's that. Apparently you can edit that overlay live in the program I'm using. Yippee! So, we are recording voice and music here shortly. And actually, guys, I need to mute the mic temporarily for a second. I need to see if somebody's online. So, timeout. Timeout. See, on my screen here, it looks good. Like, the overlay looks good, but then when I look up here, it looks... I don't know. It looks really blurry and bad. You know what I need to do? This is what I need to do. Can I add a text layer? Text. I can. Look. Yeah! I don't know what font to use, but I'm going to enter the text. Let's see. What am I going to enter? Title. What kind of title? We need a title. Title, people. Title. How about we type in... Work, maybe? Nah, let's see. Because later, what am I... Oh! Book. App. Art. Well, that's what we'll do that. And then... how come I can't see it? Use outline, maybe? And hit OK. Oh, it's all the... Okay, cool. So that's not too bad. So what we need to do is go in... It's kind of bad. Stop snapping to the edges. Alright, I guess it's going to just want to snap to the edges, guys. Fine. Text. Let's go to properties. Let's okay, so first let's change this to something legible. Something legible. Let's leave it on Comic Sans because I know how much that irritates the snot out of people. People just get so irritated with Comic Sans. I don't know why. Let's add a thickness of 5 and bold and italicize. And let me hit OK so I can adjust it because it's running off the screen here. There we go. Book app art. Do. Nope. I don't like it touching that edge. I could touch the bottom edge, but there we go. All right. And we'll work on making this better. I mean, I know I was trying to do something fun for the overlay. It looks so blurry up here. Why does it look so blurry? Oh, well, it looks better in the full screen mode. For some odd reason, though, guys, it looks blurry in the smaller screen. I don't know why. I'm running at a full 1080p broadcasting, so I don't know what is going on. Alright. BRB. Be right back, guys. I'm gonna refill the coffee. Use the bathroom. Yep.
Sound muted.
Sound muted. And I'm back. I gotta... Why is that getting cut off? Edit scene. Oh. Oh, I can't undo? Alright. Probably just because it's italicized. Yeah, it's just italicized and it's getting cut off. Oh well. Alright, I got to check something here. Dang it, stop. Man. Okay, here in about an hour I gotta get ready to go have dinner. Let me check something here. Oh, still charging. Darn. Darn, he says. Darn. Ah, hitting too many buttons. Okay, dokie. What? Hmm. Brain fart, guys. And it's clouded. What was it? Oh, that's right. Book app files. Book app files. New. Alright. We got to get going on that. Oh boy. It's gonna take a little while, but it's gonna have to get. It's just gotta get done. What? My hard drives in there are running slow for some weird reason. I don't know why. Let's see what we got done. Coloring book, menu buttons, book app. Yeah, let's throw this under book app. No, let's label this test app. Yeah, and let's grab that one and that one and move it into that one. Okay, now we need to do a file new and then call this page files. Okay, so we need to go in here and this will be fine. And what we need to do is we're going to do a folder for each page. And call this page overlay. Okay, so we need to do a folder for each page. I know it sounds kind of crazy, but yeah, it's just got to happen. It's just the best way to stay organized, guys. If you guys aren't into labeling your folders or putting stuff in folders or anything like that, I mean, to each his own, but I'm just telling you right now, you're probably asking why, you're taking so long on this and taking so long on that, especially if you're trying to find a specific file. That's why, because you're not organized. So, get organized. That's all I gotta say. Page 5. There's like 46 pages, I believe. We'll just go down as we go. Page 6. Alright, so let's just stop there for a minute. Alright, let's go. What we need to do is open up the print ready stuff. Yeah, print ready. No. Nope. I mean those finals. Yeah. Print ready. Yep. Okay, here we go. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go into page 1. Let me open up and see what we got. Okay, so this is fine. What we need to do though is we need to open up Illustrator as well. So get Illustrator opened up here, and what we got to do, and this is what Chappie has requested for us to do, is get this ready for him in a way that will make it easier for coding. Let's see. I need to go through and revise the file structure as well. Print ready, I think. Open. Yep, I think this is right. Let me open up the copyright page just to make sure. Yep, this looks right. Okay, so what we're going to do is go to File, Open, and go to page 1. So this is what he needs, okay? He needs this white overlay. or what we will consider the white overlay. So with that being said, I need to need to hide that, but the problem is I don't do separate layers, or I used to not do separate layers like a doofus. You're such a doofus. I'll just drag it over here. Alright, so this is what he needs. We won't do that because we'll just do that. He can code it to where it'll take that font and then it'll do the numbers where it needs to do them at. Okay, so he needs the overlay. What we need to do is create another box, because here's a box here, right? It's got no color fill in the middle here, but we need this outside to be white. So to do this in Illustrator, we need to grab this tool. Let's turn this down to nothing. Okay, I don't know why it's doing that. We can fix that after let's draw the box. Okay, let's make, no, we don't want any stroke. They call that a stroke. Guys, the line that goes around the outside, it's called a stroke. And we want the fill to be white. And then what we're going to do is we're going to take this box and we're going to take this box. Did it not highlight? Okay, since it's being stubborn, we'll just click and drag. Alright, we're going to take both these boxes. Whoa. So let me zoom in real quick. Okay. What we're trying to do is just make sure. That's fine. Those are fine. Okay, it looks fine to me. Let's go up to this top corner. You guys want to check your edges here. The reason why you want to do that, let me show you. What we need to do is I'm going to create a bigger box like this. Fill it with whatever color. You can do like, oh no, 0. No color. No. There we go. Okay. Now let's fill this with a gray. You could do any color you want. And the reason why I'm doing this, and I'll show you here. Let's go to range, send to back. Alright. Am I missing something? Where'd that white go? Range, send to back. Send to back. Okay. Something doesn't seem right here, guys. That needs to be, oh, white. I don't know why. Alright, so let's go ahead and do arrange, send it back. Arrange, send backwards. What is going on? Okay, that's what we want, right? Like that. Okay, so the other thing we gotta, this is why I put gray behind here, so that way you gotta look where, so this is the edge, the absolute edge of the document is, so it needs to be right in line. And it doesn't have to be like perfect, but I'm telling you, it's gonna save you a lot of time and hassle if you get it as close to the size that you need it. And it's only because you want your coder not to have to deal with any of this stuff. He'll, you know, if he knows, so like he knows it's going to be 6x9, or this is 6x9 size. You know, if you change something, or if it's a little bit off, and he goes in and starts doing the coding, it's going to throw everything off. So you want to make sure everything's right. And I'll show you why we're doing the gray in the background here in a minute. So what we're going to do is we're going to grab this one, and we're going to grab this one. So the white one and the box with the black stroke on it, and then we're going to pull up, nope, not that. No, not that. Definitely not that. Why? Oh. Window. We need Pathfinder. Yep. Alright, we're going to drag that over there. Alright, Pathfinder. So what we're going to do is do merge. Let's see if that worked. Sometimes it doesn't work. No. Alright. Yeah, I don't think that worked. It didn't. Okay, so let's do Control Z, and then I think it's, instead of merge, let's do divide. Usually merge works. Oh, right. Okay, I got an idea. Before we merge, okay? Before we merge. Let's do that. Let's select that, hit copy. Let's hit paste. Now we have a spare sitting down here, and you'll see why. What we need to do is take this, and we need to do a fill of, instead of, okay, so this is what we're going to do. Fill that with black, and we are going to I'm just trying to think, guys, the best way to do this. Let's do no stroke on the outside. Okay, now this should work. So we're going to highlight that one, or select that one, select that one. We're going to hit merge. We're going to go here and merge it. Okay, now those, you select it, now they're merged. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go in with the white selection tool, select this black. Now you can either hit backspace to delete it, or you can change the color here. I'm just going to hit backspace to delete it, and there you go. We've got a transparent or clear area, and then what we're going to do is drag, copy, or, you know, not copy, but just drag this up into position here. And basically what we'll do is just kind of zoom in just to make sure, let's see, where is, oh, now that this is selected, what we can do is go into opacity, and we want to maybe take it down to 40%. You're probably wondering, why would you do that? Well, because what I need to do with this is make sure, we got to make sure that's lined up appropriately here. And sometimes you got to drag it like that, but we got to make sure it's there. Okay, that's about as close as we're going to get. Now we're going to raise the opacity up to 100, back up to 100%. And okay, let's move that out over there, and then we can take this gray and we can delete that. And it looks like, oh, okay, just for some weird reason Illustrator has that where it's if you look really close, it looks like there's a white sliver hanging over the edge, but it's really not. Okay, so now that black border of a box here is basically, that's where your image area is at. So what we're going to do is we're going to go in here and do a file, save for web. And again, remember, if you want to preserve transparencies, right, we want to make sure that it's set to PNG. The reason, okay, so PNG 8, PNG 24. PNG 8 is just less colors, or less, since there's not colors here, but it's just less of, and I don't know, you'd have to Google it and find out what the differences are, but we're going to want to make this, we're going to 1920 by 1080 is what it's got to be. Let's uncheck that. Let's go in here and say 1920 by 1080. 250%. Okay, now we want it art optimized. There's two differences: art optimized and typed optimized. We want it art optimized because most of, well, to be honest with you, it really doesn't matter on this one, I think. What is going on? Sorry guys, is something weird's going on over here, isn't it? Yeah, I don't know why that was doing that. Sorry. It's probably, yeah, it's doing something weird. Sorry about that. I don't know. It's not. Sorry. All right. So what we'll do is make sure it's on art optimized, and it's at 10K, which is great. We're gonna hit save. Make sure it's 1920 by 1080. Hit save at 10K. That's amazingly good. That's what we need. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna go in here and find the folder that we need. Book app, page files, and page overlay. Open, and then we're gonna call this overlay final. Overlay final, and hit save. Now that that's ready to go, then all we have to do is just get these right here, these images ready for the coder. So that's good. Now while we're doing this, or while we're waiting, I am going to go ahead and get into our Google Drive. Right. Now I need to figure out which. I bet you it's this one. We'll see. Okay, yep. That's the right drive. Okay, so let's go into, we gotta create a new folder. And this will be, what did I call this? Page files? Yeah, page files. And hit create, and then we need to go in here and create a new layer or a new folder. Call this page overlay. Hit create, and in here is where we're gonna drop and drag the file for the page overlay is where we're gonna. Oh, you guys can't see what I'm doing. Drop and drag that 10K. It'll be up now. All right. I got to mute the microphone real quick. Guys, I don't know what's going on. If you look, for some reason the Photoshop or the video capture, what is going on? Uh-oh. Something's not right. Something is not right, guys. Something happened. What is going on? Something happened, guys. Hold on a second. Something's acting weird. Sign out. Let's close that. What is going on? My camera stopped working. You see that? Well, that didn't work. That's... Be right back.